Good morning. I am Paul C and I'm recording this video from my home in Singai, Bau. That's in the state of Sarawak on the island of Borneo. And actually it's not that great a morning. It's raining and you can hear thunder in the distance. What I will be talking about today is car wash, but not just washing any car. And not just any car wash. Stay tuned for details. This is my Land Rover Defender 110, which today is Friday. We went out on the rescue mission on Monday, 4 days ago. Got it a bit dirty and it was a successful rescue. You can watch my other videos on that. And I've been quite busy the last few days, so I haven't had time to wash it. So you may be thinking to yourself, what's the big deal about washing a 4x4? It's supposed to get dirty. Yes, that's true. We never complain. In fact, we take pride in the car being dirty, as I will show you. However, there will come a time when you actually have to get it cleaned up, partly for aesthetic reasons, but also for mechanical reasons. It is not good to have all the parts, especially the undercarriage, completely soiled. It can lead to corrosion in the long run. So what I do for a thorough cleaning is I jack up the car, put them on stands, as you can see here. And remove the wheels, which makes it a lot easier to have a thorough cleaning of the hubs and the brakes and all the other bits and pieces in between. This is actually not too bad. We did not get completely bogged, which would have made it much worse. But still, this is a good chance to show how I do a thorough undercarriage clean of Land Rover after a mud trip. This is some evidence of climbing in and out with dirty boots. And one of today's highlights of this video would be a rig that I made up. I do have a high pressure jet and you can order one of these things online from AliExpress or Temu. This attaches to the lens of a normal high pressure washer. And it's quite nifty. With these wheels, you can go underneath a car and you get 4 jets shooting up from here. Problem is that for a fairly tall 4x4, the underneath of the car is probably about 2 feet or about 60 centimeters off the ground, so that by the time the water jet gets here, it has lost a fair bit of pressure. This works fine for a normal saloon car, a sedan, or even a normal 4x4, a bit lower. So for this job, where my car is a bit taller, I made up this rig myself. It's just bits of wood cobbled together with nails and screws, old broom handle. And what this does, oh yeah, it's got a couple of caster wheels that allow me to move it around in any direction. And how it works is, this thing sits up here, so that raises it off the ground a bit, and once the water jet gets going, as you will see shortly, I just put it underneath here and you'll get a thorough undercarriage clean. Okay, we will continue later. The pressure machine I'll be using for the wash is this Lavo Thermic 9L. This is probably the 4th or 5th pressure washer I have bought. The others were electric and they all eventually burnt out, died. Despite my following advice to rest them occasionally, to not continuously keep washing, but eventually gave up the ghost. So I decided, to hell with it, I'll go with gasoline or petrol. And this is the standard lens. Actually mine is not quite standard. It's got a crank neck, plus I have this swivel here, so that allows me to get into awkward places. But for washing the underneath of the car, what I'll be doing is removing the standard lens, leaving just the handle, and that attaches to the, I can't even figure out what to call that thing that goes under the car. And to make life easier, what I will be doing is cable tie. I will cable tie the handle together so I don't have to continuously press down on it, like so. So this is how I cable tie the handle and the trigger so that I do not have to keep pressing it. And I keep a nice pair of scissors or any cutters will do, like this Whiskas, in case I need to cut it quickly. One feature of the Land Rover Defender and also the older models like the Series 3, Series 2 and all that is that they are actually designed for hard work in the fields, and getting dirty is part of the job. No matter how careful you are, it is inevitable. Your boots will get muddy and you climb back in the car and you will bring mud into the car. The design feature I'm talking about is no carpets. Very, very Spartan and bare bones, as you will see here. So after our little trek and adventure last weekend, oh, the other thing is the choice of color, which is inspired by the Camel Trophy events of the 80s and 90s. Apart from looking cool, it is also color coordinated in mud. So this part here is actually splashed with mud, but it doesn't show up that much, contrasted with mud on black door cards, mud on pedals. But because there are no carpets, for sound insulation, we would normally just add a bit of rubber mat to your liking. Sometimes we do without, but as far as the dirt is concerned, nothing that a bit of elbow grease and a brush with soapy water cannot fix. But you don't have to worry about getting the carpet wet because there's no carpet. After that, you just hose it up and wait for it to dry. Good scrubbing. Don't worry about getting anything wet. It will dry off easily. So there you go, folks. This is how you clean a Land Rover. When it comes to removing wheels and also reinstalling them, I find it a lot easier, a lot faster to use my trusty Milwaukee stubby. It's in here, and I've already put the wheels back on, as you can see. But in the interest of safety, it's always better to use a proper torque range, such as this Genius model that I've had for quite some time, and set the torque to 100 Newton meters, which is the correct setting for this particular design of steel wheels, and finish up by torquing correctly. Note to tighten them up in a star pattern, crisscrossing. We're good to go. Okay, that is largely done. May have to walk around with a magnifying glass or fine tooth comb to see if I missed anything, but I'm not really too bothered about the body. Land Rover is supposed to look a bit dirty all the time. If you are too clean, people might have questions. Anyway, what we're going to do now is, using the wonders of modern technology, the selfie stick, we can now do an undercarriage inspection. I really have no idea how clean it was, but let's have a look. Okay, now time to download, play back and have a look. Bear in mind that we do not need it to be sparkling clean. It just needs to be mechanically clean. No large globs of gunk clogging up the universal joints or any of the moving parts. Mud contains various minerals and chemicals which, if left unclean, untouched, could promote corrosion over the long term. So that's why we should clean our cars every now and then, especially after a major off-road trip.